In continuation with our study of tissue, and we are engaged in the study of epithelial tissue. In the previous lecture, we already saw that this epithelial tissue is a tissue that basically covers the organs. Now, covering can be external or covering can be internal also. Okay, internal it was sense like you think of your small intestine. Small intestine is a tube like thing. So that tube is internally again lined by epithelial tissue. And naturally what happens, depending on whether the tissue is lying outside or whether it is lying inside the organ, automatically its what we can say, its function changes accordingly. We are going to talk about it in detail. Now, within epithelial tissue again, today we will be discussing about the simple type of epithelial tissue. If you remember, 2 lectures ago when we started with this chapter of structural organization in animals, there we said that human body itself contains 4 different types of tissues. We are having what is called as the epithelial tissue, we have connective tissue, we have muscular tissue, and we have neural tissue or nervous tissue. And within epithelial again, we are having simple and complex or compound type of tissue. Now, why the name? If you can recall what I had told you earlier, simple type of epithelial tissue, this tissue, now you are talking about tissue. A tissue is a group of cells together. So these cells, they might be 100 cells or 1000 cells, it doesn't matter. But in simple type of epithelial tissue, those cells are lying adjacent to each other, one next to another, one next to another, forming a single layer of multiple cells. Single layer of multiple cells. Okay, that kind of a single layer of multiple cells is a simple type of epithelial tissue. However, the second part of it, what you call as the compound epithelial tissue, in compound epithelial tissue, please keep this in mind, the compound epithelial tissue might again contain 100 cells, but those cells are lying one above the other, like a sandwich model. Okay, so if they are lying in a straight line, it is a simple type of epithelial tissue, but if they are lying one above the other, then it becomes the compound type of epithelial tissue. Today probably we will discuss only the simple type. Compound type probably we will see in the next lecture. Now, with respect to the simple type of connective tissue, there are different types within it, and let's say type of epithelial tissue. We need to know the shape, or rather let's not talk about shape, we will say that we need to know its characteristic features, then followed by we need to know its example, followed by we need to know its functions. Okay, this is how we are going to study this. Like, number one, within simple type of epithelial tissue, if you remember, the first tissue you had written was the squamous epithelium. Now, squamous epithelium, what is its characteristic features? It is made up of irregular shaped cells. The cells are not having a specific shape. They are made up of irregular shaped cells lying upon the basement membrane. So you see, if this is, suppose this is the basement membrane, for example, okay, so irregular shaped cells side by side, don't consider I am drawing it vertically, okay, I am trying to show it horizontally. Of course it is a 2D model, so I cannot show it in much accuracy and precisely, but consider that this is a bread kind of a thing and the cells are lying next to each other. Okay, so irregular shaped cells, sometimes you use the word polygonal cells. As you can see, they are tightly packed cells with little or no intercellular space. Okay, this arrangement, see, keep this in mind, I am underlining few words. You will be surprised to know each of these words is carrying 4 marks upon its head, because they have been repeatedly asked in our entrance examination. Where do you find this kind of squamous epithelial tissue? You find them in the walls of the blood vessels, as well as you find them in the air sacs of the lungs, what you called as alveoli. You know that word, alveoli. Standard 10th, you have studied the lungs, and you know that it is at the site of alveoli where the actual exchange of gases takes place. Oxygen from the lungs goes into the blood, CO2 from the blood comes into the lungs. That happens at the level of those air sacs in the lungs, what you call as alveoli. Similarly, walls of blood vessels. See what is happening. The walls of the blood vessels and air sacs of lungs, they are lined by this kind of squamous epithelial tissue, is what we are saying. And naturally, this layer, how it is helping? It is helping in, what is the function of this layer? Diffusion. As I told you, in my air sacs, in my lungs, in my alveoli, this layer of squamous epithelium, when it is covering my alveoli, through this layer, oxygen is getting diffused into the blood, and carbon dioxide from the blood is getting diffused into the lungs. Material flowing through the blood, in the blood vessel, from the blood vessel, that material goes into the cell. From the cell, some material is given into the blood. So as the things are being exchanged, nutrients are exchanged, gases are exchanged between the blood and the cells, this exchange of material is happening through this squamous type of epithelial tissue present in the walls of the blood vessels. You getting this? Okay, so this is one thing. Then moving ahead, there is another cuboidal type of epithelial tissue is there. Now, what is the speciality of cuboidal epithelium? The name itself suggests that it is made up of cube-shaped cells. Now, before I say anything, I want to clarify here that I am not going to repeat this part again and again. The cells are based upon the basement membrane. See, this is the basement membrane. I'll draw it with different color so that it stays in your mind. This is the basement membrane. Currently, when I am talking with you, when we are interacting, I am standing on a platform actually. Okay, and standing on that platform, I am delivering this lecture. Similarly, this is the platform on which the cells are resting, and this platform is called as the basement membrane. Basement membrane is an important feature of the epithelial tissue. All the epithelial tissues, the cells of those epithelial tissues are resting upon the basement membrane. Please keep this in mind. Okay, so I am not going to repeat that part again and again. I am not going to again repeat this part that they are tightly packed and they are not having any intercellular space. All the different types of simple type of epithelial tissue as well as the compound type of epithelial tissue, all of them, they show similarity in having the basement membrane as well as that their cells are very tightly packed. As I will be drawing the diagram, you will be able to see it anyway. So these are cube shaped cells. I hope you understand cube, like you talk about ice cube. So those type of cells are present. That's why it is called as cuboidal type of epithelial tissue. Other points are the same. Those cells are also, they are jam packed with each other. There is no intercellular space, and those cells are standing upon a base, what is called as the basement membrane. You find these type. Where will you find the cuboidal epithelium? You will find it in the lining the nephrons of kidney, as well as the ducts of the glands. Each of these words, whether if we are talking about squamous and we are talking about their location, we are talking about cuboidal and we are talking about its location. 4 marks. Function, 4 marks. It's very, I don't know if you are having textbooks with you currently, 11th biology NCERT textbook. But let me tell you this, that in 11th NCERT textbook, this part of epithelial tissue is printed on the right hand side of the page. Okay, on the right hand side of the page. And how it is given? Here they have written about the epithelial tissue. And they have written some introductory lines, 5 to 7 lines of epithelial tissue, the way we have written last time. And this epithelial tissue, after some initial description, they have given this much space is been given to the different types of diagrams. मैं आपको क्या बता रहा हूं, एनसीईआरटी के टेक्स्ट बुक में इपीथेलियल टिश्यू का जो उन्होंने फुल पेज डिस्क्रिप्शन दिया है वो टेक्स्ट बुक में कैसा दिखता है. इनिशियल उन्होंने एक पैराग्राफ दिया है इपीथेलियल टिश्यू के डिस्क्रिप्शन के बारे में. उसके बाद उन्होंने बीच में का एरिया जो है उस पेज का, उसमें 3-4 अलग अलग डायग्राम्स दिए हैं. एंड आफ्टर दैट द रिमेनिंग पार्ट ऑफ द पेज containing some 8 to 10 lines. In those 10 lines, they have given all this information related to squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, ciliated epithelium. ये 3-4 अलग अलग प्रकार के जो आपके सिंपल टाइप ऑफ इपिथेलियल टिश्यू है उनका पूरा डिस्क्रिप्शन यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. And you will be surprised to know there are hardly 10 lines here, but you will be surprised to know in 10 lines पे 1993 से 2019 तक, समझ गए, 1993 यू वर नॉट इवन बॉर्न, तो ऑलमोस्ट मैं बात कर रहा हूं ऑलमोस्ट 27 इयर्स की. 27 सालों में इस एक पैराग्राफ, और इस एक पैराग्राफ में जितना इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है उन्होंने, 10 पंक्तियों में जितना इंफॉर्मेशन दिया है उन्होंने 1993 से अब तक, उतनी 10 पंक्तियों पे मोर देन 35 क्वेश्चंस पूछे गए हैं एंट्रेंस लेवल पे, मोर देन 35. ऑफ कोर्स नीट 1993 से नहीं चालू, मुझे भी पता है, लेकिन उस जमाने में भी जो पीएमटी चलता था, एम्स चलता था, तो ये सभी एग्जाम्स में हर साल मिनिमम एक सवाल तो आएगा जो सिर्फ इस एक पैराग्राफ के किसी एक वर्ड को पकड़ के पूछा गया होगा. इसलिए मैं आपको बता रहा हूं कि इसमें अंडरलाइंड हर एक वर्ड जो है वो बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज ईच वर्ड इज कैरिंग ऑलमोस्ट 4 मार्क्स. मूविंग अहेड, नेफ्रॉन्स, ये वर्ड आपने स्टैंडर्ड 10th में देखा हुआ है किडनी में. नेफ्रॉन कुछ इस प्रकार से दिखता है, देखिए स्टैंडर्ड 10th में आपने ये डायग्राम देखा था. यूरिन फॉर्मेशन में हेल्प करता है ये. एंड यूरिन फॉर्मेशन में आपको याद होगा, इफ यू कैन रिकॉल व्हाट वाज टॉट to you in standard 10th, what is happening is, as the urine moves from this nephron, some material present in the urine is given back into the body, and some material from the body is added into the urine. You're getting this? Okay, so this tube of nephron इज लाइंड बाय, ये ट्यूब किस चीज की बनी हुई है? ये ट्यूब क्यूबॉइडल इपिथेलियम की बनी हुई है. और ये क्यूबॉइडल इपिथेलियम के जो सेल्स है, दोनों तरफ ये सेल्स हमें ड्रॉ करने पड़ेंगे. ये क्यूब शेप्ड जो आपके सेल्स हैं, ये दोनों काम कर सकते हैं. ये अंदर के मटेरियल को बाहर भी रिलीज कर सकते हैं और बाहर के मटेरियल को अंदर एब्जॉर्ब भी कर सकते हैं. You should always associate the examples with their functions. यहां पे हमको फंक्शन क्या दिख रहा है? It is absorption and secretion. Absorption and secretion. So cuboidal epithelium is concerned with absorption and secretion of material. Each and every word here, please let me tell you, carries 4 marks each. Moving ahead, our third type, we have squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, we have columnar type of epithelial tissue. What do we know about columnar type of epithelial tissue? Columnar type of See, oops, I'm sorry. Columnar type of epithelial tissue, see, it is made up of column-like cells. Do you understand column-like? That means pillar-like cells. Okay, see, if this is the basement membrane, what we have is, see, tall. The word that is generally used is they are tall cells, they are slender cells, tall and slender. इसमें और एक बात हमको पता रहनी चाहिए कि the nucleus, of course they have the nucleus, but as you can see, nucleus is lying nucleus is not, अगर ये इतना टॉल सेल है तो हमने एग्जैक्टली सेंटर में न्यूक्लियस ड्रॉ नहीं किया है उसके. द न्यूक्लियस इन दीज सेल्स इज जनरली फाउंड मोर टुवर्ड्स द बेस पार्ट. इट्स एन इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. ओके, एंड on their rear ends, on their open ends, the open ends may contain, this word is important, microvilli. ये जो मैंने फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शंस ऊपर निकाले हैं, they are called as microvilli. Where have you heard this word? I'll tell you where you have heard this word. You have heard it in, what is the location of columnar epithelium? Inner linings of stomach and the small intestine. Now if you can recall and remember, you think of this, आपका स्टमक और आपका स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन जो है, इंटरनली वो इस प्रकार के सेल्स से बना हुआ है। तो इसका फायदा क्या होता है हमें कि जब फूड यहां से पास हो रहा है, फूड मॉलिक्यूल्स यहां से पास हो रहे हैं, ये माइक्रोविलाई और ये आपके कॉलमनर सेल्स ये उस फूड को क्या करेंगे, नेचुरली अगर मुझे इनके फंक्शन के बारे में बात करना है तो अगेन आई विल राइट द सेम थिंग, these cells are concerned with absorption as well as secretion of material. ओके, सिक्रीशन इसलिए क्योंकि स्टमक और स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन में कुछ कॉलमनर सेल्स ऐसे रहते हैं कि वो कुछ प्रकार के डाइजेस्टिव एंजाइम्स रिलीज करते हैं, तो सिक्रीशन का भी काम कर सकते हैं और एब्सॉर्प्शन का काम, तो उनको फूड एब्सॉर्प्शन का काम तो करना ही करना है। यू आर गेटिंग दिस? ओके, मूविंग अहेड। Fourth type of simple type of epithelial tissue, we started with squamous, followed by cuboidal, followed by columnar. नाम से हमें शेप का पता चलना चाहिए। Fourth type is called as ciliated epithelial tissue. I am not writing it here, but I want to mention this, that ciliated type of epithelial tissue is not a separate epithelial tissue. This is actually made out of columnar epithelium or made up of cuboidal epithelium. So somewhere when you will be reading the textbook, somewhere you will read a sentence that ciliated epithelium is modified type of columnar tissue or cuboidal tissue. इसका मतलब उनका कहना है कि ये है तो कॉलमनर टिश्यू ही, ये है तो क्यूबॉइडल टिश्यू ही, दोनों में से कोई तो भी एक जैसा ही है वो, फिर अलग नाम क्यों दिया आपने? उसके पीछे बहुत सिंपल रीजन है, और वो रीजन इस नाम में हमें दिख रहा है कि इट कंटेन्स cilia on its open ends. So again I am drawing a basement membrane. We shouldn't forget that all the epithelial tissue contain basement membrane. Let's say that I am again drawing tall and slender cells. So probably just if we look at these cells, we might very well say कि अरे these are columnar cells. Of course they are columnar, but with a slight modification that on their open ends they are having these hair-like bristles called as cilia, and that's why we don't call them, though they look just like columnar epithelial tissue, we are not calling them columnar, we are calling them ciliated type of epithelial tissue. I hope you are understanding the difference. Okay, it's easy, don't worry about it. Now what this is doing? Function, I'll first write down the function here. What is happening is these cilia, they keep moving and they generate a kind of wave, and with the help of that wave you can use that wave to push and transport certain molecules. Okay, I'll just write it down here that the ciliary movement helps in transportation of certain body material. Let me tell you, if we look at the location, where do you find ciliated type of epithelial tissue? Location is like the bronchioles. And the fallopian tube. Do you know these two parts? Bronchioles are again part of your breathing apparatus. you have trachea, bronchi and bronchioles. Those bronchioles are lined by ciliated type of epithelial tissue, so that when you are breathing, if any dust particle or any unwanted particle along with the air, if some unwanted particle enters inside your breathing apparatus, inside your breathing system, the ciliated epithelium present in the bronchioles, what those cilia are doing, they are making that waving movement. They generate a wave which helps to remove that dust particle away, moving that dust particle away. Another thing, like fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is part of the female reproductive system. You have studied that in standard 10th as well. Okay, so like if I am permitted to draw it, next to the uterus, generally this is how the fallopian tube looks like, and the ovary is here. The ovary releases a very small ova, and this ova has to travel and reach this area of the fallopian tube, somewhere in the central part of the fallopian tube. How does this ova move from this part? How does this egg move from the mouth, the opening mouth of the fallopian tube? ये इतना fallopian tube है. तो from the opening of the fallopian tube till the middle of the fallopian tube is lined with very small ciliated kind of epithelium. And with their wavy movement, the ova is slowly moved towards the center of the. You got this? Okay. This is how in general things are happening. You got this? Okay. So these are the 4 different types of simple type of epithelial tissue. There is another 5th type, the glandular type of tissue. Okay, glandular type of epithelial tissue. Even glandular type of epithelial tissue is coming under simple type. But glandular part I don't want to talk today. I want to keep this lecture small, short. But today I want you to write this down and literally by heart it. What kind of questions arise? Like there was a question, a certain type of epithelial tissue contains flat irregular type of cells with no intercellular space. Identify the given type of tissue. You see the question. Okay. There was a question where they had given these 4 things on the left side and these 4 things on the right side, and they had changed the sequence and they had asked you about match the following. These kind of questions come. They had given 4 different statements, option A, option B, option C and option D. And the question was, read the following 4 options related to the epithelial tissue and identify the incorrect one or identify the correct one. तो जैसा इन 4 स्टेटमेंट में मुझे एक स्टेटमेंट गलत करना है, तो मैं जैसा एक कह रहा हूं कि क्यूबॉइडल इपिथेलियल टिश्यू इज मेड अप ऑफ वेरी टॉल सेल्स, तो बाकी के मैं सही लिख रहा हूं लेकिन ये एक स्टेटमेंट में गलत लिख रहा हूं. या फिर क्यूबॉइडल इपिथेलियल टिश्यू फॉर्म्स द इनर लाइनिंग ऑफ स्टमक एंड स्मॉल इंटेस्टाइन. ये गलत हो गया. क्यूबॉइडल तो हमने फंक्शन देखो या उसका लोकेशन और फंक्शन देखो. सवाल कैसे आ रहे हैं? या फिर ciliated type of epithelial tissue is concerned with absorption and secretion. You know, only on this single table we can have a test of almost 50 questions. 50 not less, 50. That's why ये मैटर थोड़ा ही दिख रहा है लेकिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बहुत वाइटल है. Every year minimum 1 and maximum 2 questions are coming with respect to only this part of the epithelial tissue. That's why I want you today to draw this part. If you have a textbook, read it in the textbook as well and read it again and again unless and until you are dead sure कि I know what is squamous, what is cuboidal, where it is located, what is the function, until you become dead sure about it. You got it? Okay. You must know its location, you must know its function, you must know its characteristic features. Okay. We'll stop here today. Tomorrow we will continue with the epithelial tissue. We will see the fifth part, that is the glandular tissue. Glandular tissue, there are multiple things in it. That's why I want to take it tomorrow. As well as we will also finish the compound type of epithelial tissue in the next lecture. Okay, I hope you are okay with this. Please work on this. That is my humble request for you today. Okay, we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Have a good day.